Hello everyone, my name is Enoch and I'm a recent graduate of Nucamp's backend development course. And this is my live demo presentation of my portfolio project called Backlog Tracker. Now this is a simple web app created using Flask with simple CRUD functionalities in mind on the backend, where users can essentially create an account and they can create their own custom gaming backlog list where they can add games to it, as well as pertinent information such as how many hours it takes to beat, how much money they spent on it, and so forth. And ultimately, all the information will show on a dynamic dashboard of a total sum of hours and a total sum of money spent and whatnot. Initially, this project, I just wanted to make the backend only, but as my development time increased, I decided I wanted to dive in a little bit to front end just so I can see it consume my backend properly. And so I didn't use any CSS. I only used HTML. That was already a challenge enough for me, not just because how new it was, but ultimately I created about 7 to 8 HTML templates, which show the data just using text. And for now, I'm pretty content with it. Maybe eventually I will add CSS elements to it as well. But for now, let's dive straight into showcasing the app's functionalities. So if you see on the front page here, I have login function, register, and dashboard. For the login function and register function, I decided to create a hash password, which was pretty new to me as well, but turned out to be quite simple. All I had to do was import the works of security and run the password through the function, and then as an argument, the password variable as well as the method here. And also, I added like a cool feature, which is if a user is not logged into a dashboard, it says please log in to access the page. This was also new. I kind of liked how neat and straightforward it was to do this. All you had to do was add this one line statement under the routes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to log into an account that I already registered here. Now, when I log in, this is the main dashboard. And as previously mentioned, this is the information showing the data dynamically. The first it shows cleared backlogs. I only have one cleared backlog for now. And total games across all backlogs, I have 4 games right now. Takes to beat total would take about 120 hours to complete all my backlogs. And also, I spent about $125 on total. So this is the main function, view and manage backlogs, where I will be able to implement the create, update, and delete function. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. And it shows my backlogs in a way that I split. So it shows backlog in progress, cleared backlogs. Each of these are clickable links, which takes you to the individual backlog. But for now, I'm going to create a new backlog. Let's call this Steam Games. Today is cleared, no. So I created a new backlog, and automatically it adds to backlogs in progress, as you see here, Steam Games. If I click on this list, it takes me to the update function of my application. So I can change the name of the backlog itself, and once I beat it, I can change it to yes. And if I change it to yes, it'll show up at the bottom here. Now let's go back, and I also want to add games to it because I don't see any games, no games in progress, no completed games. This is also the create function by which I can add games to this specific game backlog. So let's say Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Call it PC. How long it takes? I think it takes about 15 hours. And for this specific game, I spent $9.99. So let's add this game to it, and I'm going to add another game to it. Let's say Yakuza 0 PC. This one takes about 40 hours. $9.99. Now, I added the games to this new backlog list I created here, and it says games in progress. These are also clickable links, which will take you to the update function of the game itself. Just for a demonstration, I'm going to change is beat of this specific game to yes. And now the game shows up in the completed games list. I can also delete this as well. If I delete this, then no completed games. I only have Yakuza 0, which I just logged. When I go back to the backlogs main, I can go to the dashboard here. And now it shows cleared backlogs. I have two cleared backlogs, and total games have increased, as well as how long to beat and the total cash spent as well. Overall, this was a pretty fun and challenging project just because of how everything was so new to me, especially on the front end aspect. But I will say the most challenging aspect as far as debugging goes was getting this part to function correctly. I had to brush up on my SQL statements, but fortunately, most of these variables seem to do similar things. So I really just had to change a couple sentences here. So select count as total games, select sum as total how long to beat. Pretty similar in structure. I really had to change this, but it was hard for me to get this to display properly on the front end. But after much debugging, I finally got it right. So pretty content with how everything turned out. So that about wraps up my portfolio project. Pretty simple Flask app. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.